What is up, Internet? It is April 7th. I don't know. I'm losing track of time. But we are getting ready for our hybrid kickboxing class. And we'll see if people start jumping in here in a few seconds. Where's everybody at? Where's everybody at? Hybrid kickboxing, everyone. Where y'all at? What is up? How you doing? Looks like we got Danica, we got Misia, we got Ree in the house. What's up? Hopefully everyone's doing fantastic. And wait a few minutes to get more people in. Got some great technique for you guys today. You guys been practicing your kata, just out of curiosity? For my teen karate students that are in this class? Well, who's been practicing their kata? What's up, Caleb? Got 3 in. We'll give people a few more minutes before we get to it. I love how I asked the girls who's practicing their kata and no one's typing. Oh, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So I know one of you has been. Danica, Misia. Good workout plan for you guys today. We've got the famous 20-sided die back in the mix. Is it famous? No. I'm just going to pretend that it is. What we got? All right, 6:35. We're probably going to have more people dropping in as this video continues on, but we are going to get started right now. So, you guys know the drills. We're going to stretch that entire body out. We're going to start with the neck. Let's get into some neck rotations. Roll that head around. Nice big circles. I try not to let my head drop back. So as I'm doing neck rotations, I don't like to, it kind of strains the back of my neck, so I don't do this and across. That just kind of hurts. So when I do neck rotations, I drop it down. When I get to this point, I just kind of go straight over and back down. And opposite direction. And stop. Let's get some arm rotations. Let's roll those arms to the front. Big circles. Warm up those shoulders. And opposite direction. Roll them backwards. And stop. All right, we're still gonna warm up those shoulders. One arm out to the side, palm facing up. One arm out to the side, palm facing down. I'm just gonna switch, 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 back and forth. I had never seen this stretch before. It's Brian Ashland who showed this to us when he came in for that Case Gatami seminar, which was fantastic. Warms up the shoulders real nice. And stop. Shake those arms out a little bit. All right. We're going to hit our front stretch, guys. Everyone up on their feet. Reach down. Hands to the floor. or at least get it as close as you can. If you can't get those hands all the way to the floor, just let gravity do the work for you. Just your body hang. Don't force it. But if you can, touch them. Fantastic. From that downward position, walk your hands out into a push-up position and drop those hips to the floor and arch that low back. Get a good stretch. I don't know what this one's called. It's a yoga stretch. I don't know. It's a good stretch. Now from here, your butt is going to go back to your heels, and my arms are still out in front. Get a nice stretch right here. I think this one's called child's pose. I think. I don't know. I don't do yoga. I don't know. Don't judge me. Fantastic. Butterfly stretch. Feet together. Get those knees as close to the floor as you guys can. Stretch. Scoot up. Let's see who else is in. Keep stretching. Get those knees as close to the floor as possible. Stretch. Hopefully everyone's doing well on this Tuesday. I keep having to think, man, with this whole quarantine thing, I'm losing track of time. I don't know what day of the week it is. Freaking crazy. All right, let's get one foot out in front. I don't care what foot you want to put in front. Just stick one out in front, keep my other foot tucked. Reach those hands out, stretch, reach over the foot. Try to get your nose as close to the knee as possible. Stretch. Excuse me while I just check the text message that I got. All right. Switch feet. Whatever foot you had in front, put the opposite one in front. Don't bend that knee whatsoever. Keep that leg nice and straight. Reach. Stretch out those hamstrings. Try to get your nose as close to your knee as you can. Fantastic. All right, we're gonna get everybody back on their feet. We're gonna hit leg swings now. We're gonna get 10 to the front with each leg. Our first 5 are gonna be at half height. So whatever your max is, however high you can get your leg, don't start there. We don't wanna strain anything too much too early. We're gonna start leg swings. The first 5 are gonna be half height. Follow along with me, don't jump ahead. I'm gonna almost get into my fighting stance. I'm gonna swing with my back leg. Here we go. I'm starting with my right leg, start with whichever leg you want. First 5 are going to be half height. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the last 5, as high as you can. Ready? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Same thing with the other leg. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we hit full height. Here we go. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fantastic. Now we're going to be swinging those legs out to the side. So we're going to get, if you've taken some form of traditional karate, like a horse stance or a middle stance. So, feet parallel, toes pointing the same direction. I'm going to use my right leg up to the side. First 5, half height. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now full height. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the opposite leg. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Full height. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Relax. Take a deep breath. Shake those arms and legs out. Get a sip of water if you need to. All right. Stretching is complete. Body should be nice and limber at this point. Now we're gonna work on our warm-up drills. All right? Be prepared. We're gonna get a good sweat going. So, follow along with me. Starting off, we have high knees in place. We're not going crazy with this. From here, I'm gonna put my hands out in front. You can do waist level, you do a little higher. Up, up, up. Just walking in place. Getting those knees up nice and high. Trying to touch my hands. Don't drop your hands down. Bring those knees up. One, one, one. Back and forth. One, 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 one. Back and forth. We got Mr. Tayara getting ready to come into the house. He looks like somebody just kicked his dog. He looks tired. Knees up. It's locked. Couple more seconds, guys. Keep working. And stop. Shake those legs out. Now we're gonna hit butt kickers. You can just run in place. I'm gonna jog in place. Bring those heels up nice and high. Butt kickers. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. In place. Don't be running around your house. Danica, Misia. Just in place. Kick those heels up as high as you can get them. Keep working.
How many people are on?
4 or 5, I think. Caleb's on. Danica, Misia.
Pinche culero, Caleb, güey. Caleb, güey, pinche culera.
We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. All right. So, high knees done. Butt kickers done. You should be breathing a little bit heavy, not too bad. Now we're gonna get our sweat going. All right. We got some footwork drills. Let's see. We got up, up, back, back. All right. Let's go ahead and work it. So here's what's gonna happen, guys. Let me see if I can angle this camera so you can see my footwork. I'm gonna use the seam as my reference point. If you don't have a seam, that's fine. You could lay down like a jump rope or something, but it's not necessary. I'm just gonna pick a spot on the floor. I'm gonna go up, up, back, back. Up, up, back, back. Staying on the balls of my feet. Does that make sense? Yeah? Fantastic. We're gonna do this for 30 seconds. So, let me get the timer started. Don't start yet. You're gonna follow along with me. All right, guys, 30 seconds of work. Get ready. Up, up, back, back. Begin. Start working those feet. Start moving them. Start moving them. I'm going to join you. Here we go. Up, up, back, back. 10 more seconds, guys. And relax. Fantastic. All right, big deep breath into the nose, out through the mouth. Next exercise, another 30 seconds. Okay, 30 seconds, you get what I'm doing. All right, this time, we're just switching our feet. I'll show you again. I like to use the seam. One foot's in front, one foot's behind. Switch, 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 switch. You guys get it? Fantastic. All right, get ready. We're going in 20 seconds. All right, got more seconds to relax. I'm gonna do it with you guys. One foot's in front, one foot's in the back. Switch, 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 switch. Super easy, nothing about this, all right? All right, going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go, 30 seconds. Switch those feet. A little faster. 10 more seconds, guys. Time. Fantastic. Next one we call switch jumps. My feet are here. Right foot goes in front of the left. Then I go back. Left foot goes in front of the right. Then I go back. I shall demonstrate. Switch your feet. Boom. Then go back. Then switch the opposite way. None of this. That's just the same thing. You gotta keep switching your feet. Hence, switch jumps. You got it? We're going in 10 seconds, guys. Here we go. Hopefully you got enough of a breather. Here we go. We're doing it for 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Stay on the balls of your feet. Nice rhythm, nice pace. We got 10 more seconds. Pick it up for the last 10. Time. Fantastic. Good job. All right, so we got our up, back, back. Almost like we're doing ladder drills. We've got our switches, and then we have our switch jumps. Finished all that. Moving on. We are going to be working on one-legged hops. All right, we're going to do 15 seconds on one leg, 15 seconds on the other leg. It's going to look like this, guys. Back and forth. But we do have to wait for the timer to go, through its rest time. All right, we have 10 more seconds. Get ready. I'm doing it with you. One-legged hops. After 15 seconds, I will tell you to switch. Here we go. Begin. Back and forth. Don't roll your ankles. Back and forth. And switch feet. If you were using the right leg, now we're switching to the left. Back and forth. If you have a little room, you can move forwards and back. If you want, keep going. Time. Everyone, relax. Fantastic. We got a sweat going, a little bit. Awesome. So, we're gonna go into a little mini circuit now. This is not like the big circuits that our fighters do. Just a nice little, anyone can do this. If you don't do any martial arts at all, join us. All right? We're gonna be doing 4 different exercises. We're gonna be doing jumping jacks. We're gonna do push-ups. We're gonna do squats and some form of an ab exercise. I have the world famous 20-sided die. We're gonna roll it, and look at Caleb giving us all that love. He loves the world famous 20-second die. We are going to roll it, see how many, we're starting off with jumping jacks. We're gonna see how many jumping jacks we're gonna do. We're gonna do 3 rounds, guys. So we're gonna do jumping jacks, then we're gonna do squats, push-ups, and sit-ups of some form, and then we're gonna do it all again, and then all one more time. 3 rounds, all right? Follow along, do not cheat. All right, you can change the work. So instead of doing push-ups from your toes, you can do them from your knees. Or you can lean against the wall. Put your hands against the wall, pull your feet away from you a little bit. Do push-ups against the wall, all right? You can improvise however you want. However, don't cheat, don't skip anything, guys. All right, starting off with jumping jacks. Let's see how many we're gonna do. 17, oh, there it is. 17 jumping jacks. Follow along with me, no cheating. Here we go. Go. Going 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and stop. Awesome. All right, we're gonna blast through this, guys. So, jumping jacks complete. Squats are next. How many are we doing? Let's see. 12. Boom. 12 squats. Follow along. Here we go. Ready. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Fantastic. That hurt? I know it hurt me. I did squats for my weightlifting session earlier today, so my legs are feeling great. All right, moving on. We got push-ups next. Let's roll. You can turn that down if you want. 14. Can you see it? Yes, I know it's backwards. Don't judge me. 14 push-ups, guys. You're going to follow along with me at my pace. No cheating. If you got to do them from your knees, you can do them from your knees. Look at this wild man over here doing all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm going to do my push-ups from my knuckles. All right? I'm going to do knuckle push-ups. Here we go. What was it? 12? It was 12. I think it was 12. I don't know. We're doing 12.
14, you said 14.
It's 14. We're doing 14. Gabe, correct. We're doing 14. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Awesome. Moving on to ab exercises. We're going to start off with what I call dives. These are a form of a crunch. When you are executing a dive, my feet on the floor, put my hands together like I'm diving into a pool. I'm not sitting all the way up and touching the floor. I am crunching. So I'm just picking my shoulders up, crunch and down, crunch and down, like I'm diving, hence the name, between my legs. Let's see how many we're doing. We're doing 14. Here we go. Ready. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm gonna give you all a few more seconds. If you're newer, if you're a little slower, relax, that's okay. I'll give you time. Get out all of your 14, keep going, keep going, keep going. All right, once you're done, we're gonna take about a 30-second break in between each round, all right? Big deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Fantastic. All right. Hopefully everyone did it. Hopefully you're getting a little bit of the burn. Gabe is watching, but that's weird. The X-Files. All right, listen up, guys. We're getting ready to start round 2. Starting off with jumping jacks. You guys know the drill. So let's go ahead and roll the die. We got 9. I don't know if you can see it. That's a 9. Just take my word for it. 9 jumping jacks. Here we go. Going 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and relax. Moving on to squats. How many are we doing? We got 17 squats. I'm not gonna bother showing you. Even if I was making it up. It's my gym. I make the rules. Here we go, 17, ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. Fantastic. If you're still doing squats, no big deal. Why are they called jumping jacks? was there a guy named Jack that in neurological school they made him jump like that. That's posted by Combat Performance. I'm assuming that's my dad because it sometimes switches back and forth. Probably, I don't know. They call them star jumps in England. There you go. All right, the more you know. Boom. All right, moving on. We got, what do we have? Push-ups are next. Let's roll. We got 16 push-ups, guys. Follow along with me. I'll angle it down so you can watch and follow. Going in 3, 2, 1. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 push-ups, guys. I'll wait a couple seconds, just in case we got some slow people doing push-ups. There's no problem being slow. Slow and steady wins the race. I want good technique over rush technique. Take your time. Don't worry, I'll give you a chance. All right. While you're finishing up your push-ups, moving on to abs, rolling the die. 5. You want proof? There it is. I ain't no liar. All right. 5. This time, we're going to be doing leg raises. All right? I'm on my back. What I don't want is a gap underneath my low back. You can put your hands out to the side if you want, but I have to push and fill in that gap. Some people, to fill that gap, will put their hands in that gap under the small of their back. I don't care which one you do. We're only doing 5 of them, so who cares? Legs straight out in front, straight as possible. 5 leg raises. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I felt it was weird just staring at myself doing that. Well, that was kind of okay. Moving on. We're gonna take about a 30-second break. Gabe is slow. He is. Oh, what's that?
Who said that?
Who do you think?
Your dad?
Yeah, of course. Technically, Combat Performance said it, but he's logged in as on the. He's an admin, so.
How dare thy?
All right, couple second break, guys. Big deep breath into the nose, out through the mouth. If you need water, get some water. Don't guzzle it. You're gonna get cramps. All right, sip the water during a workout. I don't need you puking all over your carpet and then blaming me, because I won't pay for it. All right, final round, guys. We've got squats. No, we got jumping jacks, squats, push-ups, sit-ups. Final round. Caleb said it's thou, not thy.
I don't even care.
All right, last round of jumping jacks, guys. We have 16 jumping jacks. Follow along with me. Don't cheat. Do them with me. Here we go. Going in 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and stop. I have so much more respect for people who do like Taibo videos and all those at-home workout videos. This is exhausting to talk and do all this at the same time. All right, moving on. We're doing squats now. Let's roll. Let's see how many squats we're doing. 17, which is awesome because it's not like I already did squats today. So yeah, let's do it. All right, here we go. And follow along with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You want to add a jump? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I should have done that. All right.
I don't know, I was just thinking.
Moving on. Push-ups. Let's see how many. What's it going to be? What's it going to be?
Nick's the slow one.
5. 5 push-ups. All right. That's the lowest so far. All right, guys, 5 push-ups. Here we go. Follow along with me. Since we're only doing 5, I'll do diamond cutters. Here we go. We're ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Moving on to abs. For the last ab exercise, we are going to do penguins. So, if you haven't seen this before, I got to adjust this again. I'm on my back, feet are on the floor, my hands are out to my sides, my shoulders are up off of the mats. I'm going to go back and forth, touching either ankle. Keep those feet a little further out in front of you, all right? We're going to do 2 count. So essentially, whatever I roll, we're going to do double. I rolled 7. Which means we're going to do 14 if you're doing single count. It's going to be 7 with the 2 count, all right? Just follow along, don't question it. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, you survived. Take a full 1-minute break, guys. Get some water. Take a deep breath. You better be sweating, because I am. And now we're moving on to drilling. We've got head movement. In the words of Ronda Rousey's coach, head movement. We got head movement. We got punches. We got kicks. Those are the 3 things that we'll be working on today. I mean, it is kickboxing, so kind of makes sense that we work all 3 of those things and not like, I don't know, ski jumping. So get some water. Go ahead and take a couple of deep breaths and get ready. All right, first, we have 4 different types of head movement that we're gonna be working on today. We're gonna be working on slips, we're gonna be working on pulls, we're gonna be working on our ducks, and our rolls, or our trunk rotation, all right? Starting off with slips, guys. When we slip a punch, essentially, a punch is being thrown straight at where my head currently is. And it's being thrown in a straight line from the body of the opponent to my face. It's a straight line being drawn towards my head. When I slip, I want to get my head off of that line that is being drawn. So if the line is here, I need to get my head off of that line. Now, I don't want to lean my body side to side. If I'm here and I'm in my stance and I just lean, I'm off balance. I never really want my head out past my feet. And this goes for any direction, okay? If you guys are jiu-jitsu competitors or wrestlers, you know if I go to take a shot on my opponent and I'm leaning forward and my head is way out in front of my feet, way off of my center line, I'm probably gonna get either somebody's gonna snap me down, they're gonna sprawl heavy on me, they're gonna guillotine me if it's a sub-tournament. So I never want my head out in front of my feet, and it's the same thing side to side. So if I'm in my stance here, I don't slip like this. Yes, my head goes offline, but I'm in terrible position to counter or throw anything. I'm here in my stance, okay? When I'm gonna slip to one side, I'm drawing an X. It's like I'm pulling a seatbelt across my body. As I pull that seatbelt, my shoulder comes with it. Boom. Notice how I pivot on my back foot. Pivot, pivot. If I'm slipping to my left, I'm bringing my right shoulder over my left knee. See how I brought my shoulder over my knee? That's a slip. If I'm gonna slip the other way, I'm bringing my left shoulder over my right knee. Slip. So here's a proper slip. 1, 2. Notice when I do this. 1, 2. That gets my head offline. However, I still maintain really good center of balance, okay? A really good center line. My head is essentially over my core still, which is what I'm looking for, all right? And it puts me in a great position to counter. One of the mistakes that people make, newer people, when they first have to work on their slip, is they over twist. they'll get the twist down. They're not leaning, they're twisting. And that's awesome, 2 thumbs up. But I don't want to twist too much. If I twist too much, here's what happens. Twist. This was fine, except now it takes me so long to throw my punch back. If I'm slipping a punch, the punch that I'm slipping is going to be quick, okay? So when I hit my slip also has to be quick. Don't over-exaggerate your slip. I don't need to miss by a mile. I only need to miss or make them miss by about that much, okay? I'm only slipping essentially the size of the object that is trying to hit me. So if it's a boxing glove, maybe I slip a little bit more. If it's an MMA glove, I can slip a little bit less, all right? My hands stay up. Some of you guys that have come to my class, I see you guys slip, and you slip like this. And your hands drop. Don't do that, okay? Slip, 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 slip. My hands are staying up, at least one of them, because I gotta protect my jaw, okay? So, we are gonna work on our slips. We're going to work for about 30 seconds. So what I want you guys to do, every time I say slip, I want you guys to slip. I don't care what direction you guys slip, all right? Dad, don't slip like on the floor, right? That's not what we're doing. Right? He would. He'd just fall down. I got a call from my mother. Your dad threw himself on the floor because you told him to. No, I didn't.
He'd walk by a mirror and get spooked.
All right, guys. Every time I say slip, you guys are going to slip. Let's get Mr. Tayara up in front of the camera with his pretty little face, and he'll slip with you guys. Okay? All right, he's not ready. He's not ready for you. You guys aren't ready for the man, the myth, the legend, roly-poly Tayara. All right, so Gabe's gonna get in his stance, and he's gonna face the camera because we don't want to stare at that the whole time. All right, every time I say slip, I want you guys to slip. Watch his movement. Watch how he's. Let's go ahead and do a practice one. Gabe, ready? Slip. Okay, notice he's just getting his head offline. There's just a little twist. He's not leaning one way or the other, all right? Every time I say slip, he can slip either direction. Here we go. Ready? We're gonna go for about 30 seconds, guys. Let me get the timer started. Here we go. Slip. 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 Notice not big movements, guys. Slip. Just enough to get out of the way of that punch. Slip. 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 Keep going. Slip. If I throw the punch from behind, you'll see where it goes. Slip. 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 Those are just missing. Slip. Time. Everyone go ahead and relax. Fantastic job. All right. So we finished up slips. Now we're going to work on our pull. A pull is when I'm in my stance, the punch gets thrown, and I pull away from the punch. Okay? Now, pulls can be dangerous if we don't understand range and space, right? I say this all the time. If you're new and you're watching, you've never taken one of my classes, fighting is a game of space. I don't care if we're talking about jiu-jitsu. I don't care if we're talking about striking. I don't care if we're talking about judo. Fighting, at its core, is simply a game of space between two people. That's it. Whatever style of martial arts we choose to learn, that martial arts will give us a variety of tools to manipulate that space. A really good example for jiu-jitsu is if we look at, if I'm on the bottom, for example, my opponent has side control. A lot of new players will reach up and they'll hug their opponent because they don't want them to be able to move. Why? If I'm on the bottom, my job is to create space, right? My opponent, the guy who's on top, wants to take that space away. If I'm on the bottom, create space. If I'm on top, take that space away. Now, there'll be times, the more advanced you get, where you'll kind of play back and forth. Those things will kind of start to mesh together. But at its basic, at the basic level, so from a pin perspective, we're either creating space from a defensive position or taking the space away from an offensive position. For a choke, if I'm looking to choke out somebody and I'm putting my arm around their neck, if I'm in the offensive position applying the choke, I want to take away that space. If my opponent is defending, they want to create space, all right? If we think about this from a striker's perspective, if I want to hit one of you in the face and I'm this far away, I'm going to have to get closer and take that space away in order to hit you. If you don't want me to hit you, from the defensive perspective, you've got to create space, right? So if I don't understand space, I don't understand fighting, period, right? One of the reasons that Conor McGregor, for example, is such a great fighter, you look at everything he does, all of his technique, and it's all pretty good, but there's nothing crazy about what Conor does. There's nothing spectacular. He's got a pretty good left hand. His kicks aren't, he doesn't have Edson Barbosa kicks or Stephen Wonderboy Thompson kicks. He doesn't have Dominic Cruz's footwork, but what Conor McGregor has is a very high level understanding of distance and space between himself and his opponent, and his reach helps with that a lot. Anderson Silva had the same thing, and reach does help with that. Now, when I'm pulling, I got to make sure that I'm a little just out of range, right? So we're going to use Gabe as an example here. If Gabe wants to hit me in the face, guys, if I'm in my stance and Gabe is close to me, let's say he throws his jab and I pull, right? I pulled the jab, that's fine, but Gabe still has more distance. He can come in with that too, and he can lay me out. And if you look at where I'm at, again, I don't want my head crossing past my feet. If I'm here, that's really bad, right? If this is Muay Thai, he's going to kick my legs out from underneath me. This is MMA, he's going to double leg me and take me down. So when I'm here, if he throws that jab, sometimes I'll even take a step back as I pull, all right? If I'm too close, the pull isn't going to work. I need to make sure I'm completely at the end of his punches, both of them, in order for me to pull. I'm here, he throws the jab, and I pull. After I pull, I can follow that back in with the two. So he throws the jab, I pull, and then I follow it back in with my two, okay? That's where you see that pull jab cross or pull jab counter. So we're gonna work on our pull now. I like to take a little step back, widen my stance a little bit when I execute my pull. It's a preference because I don't like my head to get out in front of my feet. I used to have a really bad habit back in the day of leaning way back like I was doing rope-a-dope, like Muhammad Ali style. You can get away with that in some sports. You can, like every once in a while, even in boxing, especially with ropes. You can't get away with it in MMA. If you're trying to rope-a-dope in a cage, it's called rope-a-dope for a reason. It doesn't work in a cage. All right, so 30 seconds of pulls, right? This isn't hard. We're gonna be in our stance. Our hands are up. Every time I say pull, boom, you're pulling back. As you pull, guys, make sure your chin stays tucked. A lot of people will pull and their chin will come up. No, when I pull, my chin should actually drop down further, all right? When I pull, chin stays down, hands stay up, all right? Well, let's get Gabe back out there. He's gonna execute our pulls. I'm gonna yell pull. Here we go. 30 seconds, guys. Ready? Here we go. Pull. 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 Notice how his chin goes down every time he pulls. Pull. His chin isn't going up. Pull. Pull. Turn sideways too. Pull. Pull. And notice you can even add a little slip to your pulls. Notice how Gabe's actually putting a little slip in there too. Pull. So he's stepping back, but he's also slipping. Pull. Time. Fantastic. All right. So we've got slips. We got pulls. Next up, we're going to have our duck. Okay? So I'm in my stance. Maybe somebody's going to throw a straight punch at my head. Maybe somebody's going to throw a hook. Maybe somebody's going to throw a kick at my head. I'm going to just duck. I'm going to bend my knees just like I'm doing a squat or a level change. Okay? Now, this isn't to be confused with a roll. We're not making a U-shaped motion with our body yet. Roll is going to be our last one. When I duck, it's simply bend my knees, change my levels. Make sure that we're not bending over. All right? I want to still maintain fairly decent posture. When I say maintain good posture, that doesn't mean my head is constantly pointed directly towards the ceiling. It simply means I have a strong back. So, a good example of this that I use for my fighters, like if you watch wrestlers in their stance, when they're in their low stance here, right now I actually have good posture. Yes, I'm hinged, I'm bent over, but I still have a strong back in this position. This is bad posture. This is good posture. You can bend over at the waist and still have good posture. This is a lot of things that new jiu-jitsu guys struggle with too. They'll be in somebody's guard and they'll posture. And they'll go from having their head in their opponent's chest to, and they'll put their head straight up. That's fine. It's not necessary. We just need to get, we need to project that chest. We need to have a strong back, good spinal alignment. Doesn't matter the angle of the back. We just don't want it rounded. Okay? Doesn't matter the angle of it. We just need to make sure it's not here. It's straight. So when I'm doing my duck, I'm in my stance. Let's say a punch gets thrown at my head. Maybe it's a hook. Boom. Here. I'm still looking at my opponent. My eyes are still on them. On their torso. Or on their forehead. Boom. Here. Alright? It is not here. Use your knees. Boom. Notice how I hinge, I bend over a little bit. That's okay. This is our duck, all right? Gabe's gonna get up there. He's gonna do some ducks for 30 seconds. You guys ready? Gabe is, so you better be. Duck! 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 Goose, no, duck! 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 Notice his chin stays down, hand stays up. Duck! 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 And relax. Fantastic. All right. We've got our last piece of the head movement puzzle. Okay? Head movement. Head movement.
Get up.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite things. Whenever at MMA, whenever one of my coaches yells, Nick, get up!
Yeah.
No, I'll just lay here. All right. All right, guys. Now we're gonna finish our last part, our rolls. Now, there's different names for this. One of the first boxing coaches I work with, a guy named Chris Smith, called these trunk rotations because the trunk of my body is rotating. All right. What's that?
That's how I've always heard it too.
Yeah, trunk rotations is a very common name or explanation for what we're doing. I've also heard rolls, duck unders. I like trunk rotation because I like to keep the duck just the straight duck. If I say duck under, some people get those two confused. Rolling is also a fairly decent explanation, but I think rolling, to me, rolling is a combination of a lot of things. When you watch a guy like, what is it, the Gypsy King, when he fights, a lot of this, when he's like parrying punches off of his shoulders, Floyd Mayweather is another good example. It's not always just here. Some of it's also these kind of slipping, parrying rotations. To me, that is what I define as rolling. It's kind of the combination of slips, parries, and trunk rotations. So, yeah, for rolling's just jujitsu. There's a lot of jujitsu guys watching this going, what are you talking about? That's not rolling. So we're going to be doing trunk rotations, guys. When I start to do a trunk rotation, usually I'm going under a strike, whether it be a kick to the head or whether it be a hook. When that strike is being thrown, I'm not going to drop straight under that like a duck. I'm actually going to start to go with the punch, just in case it hits me. That way the power bleeds through. All right, so as the punch is being thrown, I'm going with it. As I'm going with it, I'm starting to drop under, and that's where the U shape comes in. I'm going with it, I'm dropping, and I'm coming out the opposite side. I can even incorporate some footwork into this. I'm going to demonstrate. We're going to have Gabe throw a hook at my head, nice and slow, so I can show you what's happening. Let's go ahead and kind of angle right here. I'll show you a few different angles, guys. So from here, he's going to throw his lead hook at my head. I'm going to go with that strike, just in case it hits me. That way the power is bleeding through. That way I'm not getting force meeting force contact. So he throws the hook, I go with it, I drop under, and I come out the opposite side. Notice how I frame here on his shoulder. I post on his shoulder. That's what I like to do personally, because it makes it hard for him to turn back into me, and I can create a new angle from here and throw my own strike. And that's what I mean about you can incorporate your footwork in with it. As I drop under, I can create an angle, all right? I can create a brand new angle, what we call a T position, right? When I'm referring to the T position, Gabe, stand up for me. If Gabe holds his arms out, look at that. If I'm here, we're square with each other. But if I move over here, if you look at his body, his arms and my arms, we make a letter T. Now Gabe gets into his fight stance, okay? He's facing this way. Let's say we're fighting. When I get to this position, our shoulders are making that T, all right? This is a brand new angle for me. This is where I want to be. I never want to just be standing in front of my opponent the whole time. Anytime I get the opportunity, he throws that hook at me, I come underneath, and I get to this new position, this new angle. So as I do my trunk rotations, guys, I start to go with the punch, almost like a slip, right? Then I'm gonna start to make my U, twist. Now I'm going under, and I come up the opposite side. Incorporating my feet looks like this. Under, step, boom. So as I go through, boom, boom, here, all right? Usually these techniques are executed when I am ducking under, hooks right? Roundhouse kicks or round kicks to my head, whatever the case may be. So we're gonna do 30 seconds of trunk rotations. I want you to imagine that there is a line right in the center of your forehead, and you're gonna be making this U back and forth under that line. Chin stays down, hand stays up, posture stays good. That doesn't mean I have to have my head pointed towards the ceiling. I'm allowed to bend over and hinge at the hips. Good posture just means strong back, good spinal alignment. Here we go. Gabe's gonna be doing his trunk rotations for 30 seconds. Follow along and do them with him. Here we go. Every time I say go, do a trunk rotation. I'm not going to yell trunk rotation because that's a mouthful. Go! 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 Good. Angle this way. I'm going to throw some hooks at Gabe too so he can get involved. Ready? Go! 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 And relax. Notice how Gabe was using his footwork to create angles as he was doing this. This is super important with fighting, guys. When I first started watching the UFC way back in the day, we're talking you guys like Chuck Liddell, Randy Couture, and these guys were great athletes. But there wasn't a lot of technique going on. It was basically a professional tough man contest. Guys like George St. Pierre really revolutionized the sport. We want to have angles. We want to have footwork. You watch, that's the new evolution of MMA. You watch guys like TJ Dillashaw, guys like Cody Garbrandt. You go look at guys like Dominic Cruz. They have this spectacular footwork. They're constantly cutting and creating angles. This is no longer a sport where two guys are just standing in front of each other like rock'em sock'em robots, just punching each other until one guy drops. This is a new whole evolution that we are currently in the midst of guys, and even the heavyweights are starting to get better and better footwork. Yeah, Stipe Miocic has got a magnificent footwork.
Always backing up, knocking people out.
Yep. Guys like Frankie Edgar, always, like I said before, always having an escape plan. Whenever you're doing mitt work, whenever you're shadowboxing, when you finish your combo, don't just stand there. We call that watching our work. Don't watch your work. I can show you numerous fights where I've thrown a kick and I've just watched it like, oh, that kick's pretty, and then I get punched in the face, right? Don't let that happen. Kick, get out. Punch, get out. Throw your combination, get out. Always have an escape plan, create a new angle, whatever the case may be. All right? Awesome job. We are, what's the time? All right, we have 5 more minutes. We're a little bit behind on time. So we are not going to be able to get into everything I wanted to get into, but hey, that's okay. We have more stuff for next class. So join us Tuesday for the remainder of what we're working today. All right. Or Thursday, whatever. I forgot what day of the week it is.
Well, you hear it, combat performance. No, you need combat and performance.
That's our commercial right there. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to spend the last 5 minutes of class working on shadowboxing. Okay? Right? I know. 5 minutes of fine-tuning our shadowboxing. So, for those of you that tuned in last week, we basically went through a whole, seminar, essentially, on shadowboxing. For those that didn't tune in, what are you doing watching this? Shut the video off, watch last week's, and then finish this one up after the fact, so you know what to do. Basically, when I'm shadowboxing, I'm not just standing in front of a mirror or a wall throwing punches in a stationary position. I want to get a workout. It's like people who do, for those of you that are from traditional martial arts, when I do kata, for example, I'll do kata 2 times and I'll be drenched. I'll be exhausted. You want kata to be a simulation. You don't want kata to just be going through the motions. It's the same thing with shadowboxing. When I'm shadowboxing, this is not something where I'm just like 1, 2, 1. I'm getting a good workout. I'm practicing and honing in on my technique. So, when I'm shadowboxing, a couple of things I want you guys to incorporate. Get into a good stance. Maintain that stance. Foot coming towards me. I want to get into a good stance, and I want to maintain a good stance for the entire time. Don't get lazy with your stance. I want to make sure that I have good footwork and rhythm the entire time. Don't be stationary. Bounce. And when I say bounce, my feet aren't coming up off the floor. I'm getting movement here. Okay? If I'm just stationary and I go to throw a punch or a kick, the moment you see me move, you know what's coming. But if I'm bouncing, I'm much harder to read. It's easier for me to throw a technique or set up a technique when there's a little bit of movement disguising everything that I do. Okay? I'm not just bouncing because I like to bounce. It's not just doing that for the sake of doing it. All right? Everything that we do for a reason. All right? So I've got a little bit of a bounce going. My head is moving a little bit. I'm never keeping my head in the same place. I can have the best footwork in the world, but if my head's always here at the same level, I'm eventually gonna get punched. I'm moving it, changing levels, ducking, slipping, pulling, all right? Now I start to work my punches and my kicks. I start to work my jab. I start to work my cross. I put those two together, jab, cross. I start to work 1, 2, and then I work my 3. 1, 2, 3, uppercut. 1, 2, 3, uppercut, hook. I can incorporate my kicks into it. I can change up the rhythm, okay? All of these things. We're gonna do 3 minutes of shadow boxing, guys, all right? I'm gonna do it with you guys. Gabe's gonna do it with you guys. We're gonna be shadow boxing for 3 minutes, and that's gonna be it. That's gonna do it for today's class. Get ready, here we go, find some room. All right, get in your stance, get those hands up. Incorporate head movement, footwork, punches, kicks. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. Shadows in it, come on. All right, and we're moving. In my stance, just start with that. Start with your stance. I'm moving. Get your feet moving. Don't ever cross your feet. Now I'm level changing. Move my head. Slips. Ducks. Footwork. In and out. In and out. I'm shuffling as I move. Step slide and back. Never walking. Shuffle. Now as I shuffle, I'm going to get my jab going. Always have my escape plan. I go with my jab, and I'm out. Now I'm going to go 1, 2. Trunk rotation. Keep working, guys. Keep working. Move those feet. Change your stance if you want. Now my other hand becomes my jab. Level changes. Slips. Hands stay up. Now let's get some kicks in there. Front kick. Knee. Couple of bumps. Fake the shot. If you're joining us, you're a grappler. Take a shot. Kicks. Side kick. Round. Hook. Don't just throw your punches to the head. Mix it up to the body too. Keep working, guys. Keep working. We have 40 seconds. 20 seconds, keep going. For the last 10 seconds, we're gonna throw 1s and 2s and just punch out. Here we go, get ready. Here we go. 1s and 2s. Last 10, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Get those hands up above your head. Show those judges, hey, you did good. And if there's no one judging, you know I am, always. That's why I'm here. Awesome job, everybody. Thank you all for tuning in. To all my students here at Combat Performance, thank you all for your support through this weird and crazy time. You're the reason that we're doing this. You're the reason that we're getting here 5 days a week on camera, making fools out of ourselves, making videos for you guys, because we appreciate your support. We want to keep this place going for you during this craziness. Thank you, Caleb. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Thank you, everyone, so much. Remember, every single Tuesday and Thursday, 6:30, hybrid kickboxing here at Combat Performance. Share it with your friends, share it with your family. You know somebody who wants to get a cool kickboxing class. Send it to them, right? They can see all this craziness right here. This weird craziness, right? Awesome job, everyone. I don't know. Oh, there he is. And cut.